Oh my.
Hello.
Where is this?
Where is this?
Where is this?
It's an excellent question.
Welcome back to Uminekos.
Yay! Why is it a thing that we say now? Uminekos.
Well, I mean...
We said it in part 3 ages ago.
Well, what happened is I kept making a different pronunciation for every time we started recording.
This is true. This is true. You are terrible at pronouncing anything from the J-Pans, sir.
That is correct.
Yep.
Just like Aunt Natushi said in episode 1.
Yep.
I'm terrible at pronouncing things.
This is true.
This is very true. So, hey, we've had like a month off or some shit.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's good to get back. I mean, left on a cliffhanger too, so... I don't know, do you remember what happened last time?
If I recall correctly, we found out the answer and the rest of the novel is just slice of life.
Yeah, I think that's correct. I think that Kinzo is going to dress up like a clown and dance around and he'll be great.
I don't remember that bit, but that sounds good. That
sounds good to me.
That's definitely what I was hoping it would be.
I hope that's what happens.
Yeah, maybe I was just repressing the things that it is going to be because I was expecting it to be like murder mystery still.
Yeah, it's a bit different, isn't it? Like the beginning to episode 3 hasn't been quite as action-packed, I guess, as the end of episode 2. It's been kind of slow, but we're still like learning things, I think.
I mean, none of the intros have been particularly action-packed compared to the endings.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah.
It's well worth taking a break between episodes to like get mellow again, you know?
Which we didn't.
We didn't, but we're mellow now.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what actually happened, though, I believe, was Rosa confessed to killing Beatrice.
Yeah, Rosa was like,
when
I
she
killed
was
Beatrice.
young, and after they just moved to the island.
Apparently,
And
yeah.
also there was a long scene where a fantastic man with a monocle...
the best character.
Best girl.
Best girl.
He's the only person so far I'm comfortable to say that about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's my favorite already. I love him.
Yeah, he's a good cook.
That monocle is just beautiful.
The little wing, I love it. It could
But
float
yeah,
around
we also
his
had a
face.
discussion about birds or something with him.
Yes? Wait, birds? Have I forgotten? What are you talking about?
I want you to just stop and think for a minute. What involving birds did we cover with BRonove?
I mean, wings. Yes.
Yeah, that's
cookies.
it. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Hempel's Raven, you
right.
dumb.
I was like, what are you talking about? We didn't talk about birds. I mean, it was more like Hempel's cookie than Hempel's Raven.
That is
with the way he discussed it. He was like, there's a cookie in a box and not a cookie in another box. Well, if you pick one box and there's no cookie in it, then it must be in the other box.
But correct me if I'm wrong, the problem with Hempel's Raven is that you have to know the limitations of the scenario that you're in.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There are logical problems with Hempel's Raven. This may or may not be a clue unto itself. I'm going to let you know right now. It's definitely worth considering.
Yeah. Because that was one of the things, like, I don't remember how much we covered it, because as I said, it has been a month, and I'm going to go back and rewatch it again at some point. But the whole thing Battler was going on about is it's like, well, you can just keep adding people on.
You can endlessly keep adding people. And he was like, well, and he's trying to goad Beatrice into just saying, like, this is how many people are on the island. Because if Beatrice can't say there are only 18 people, then he's just able to say, there was an army on the island. This entire thing is unreliable. Kinzo brought an army of shock troopers onto the island, and they just, like, laser gunned everyone.
I wouldn't be displeased with that ending. I'd be displeased with magic being real. I wouldn't be displeased with an army on the island.
Yeah. So we're gonna see why Beatrice couldn't say...
Hold on, there was a reference to EDF earlier in this, wasn't there?
Yes, there was.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Oh, is this the prequel to EDF?
Kinzo brought the aliens to Earth.
Oh
my god. Beatrice is the queen, and person, done.
Wow.
Theory done.
Well, there we go. We can just...
So thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah.
We'll be ending our playthrough here.
I think this is probably like the 8th time we've made this joke this playthrough.
It's a good joke.
It is a good joke. I don't know if you noticed, but one of the episodes I just uploaded, we made that joke and I left a cut and just extended the pause for like a minute, maybe not a minute.
A long time.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
That's good. I love it.
I'm really enjoying editing this.
Yeah, same.
I've probably mentioned it at some point. We're currently, the uploads that we're up to right now is episode 1, part 8.
Yep.
So
we're just before the crazy shit happens.
Yeah, so we're a long way behind.
Yeah. That's okay.
But it's been fantastic to go back and edit it all and see things.
Yep.
And notice really weird things.
Yeah,
like, I definitely mentioned in the previous recordings, it was like, they mentioned the boat, the plain captain by name, so he's gonna show up.
Yeah.
And they mention Angie by name, so she's gonna show up.
Yeah,
and
totally.
We've yet to see that. I'm waiting for it to happen.
There was a thing about like the siblings' stomachs bursting.
Yeah.
And like,
oh yeah, I didn't talk about this on recording.
Great shit.
But there was some mention about stomach acid and bile and eruptions, and I was like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, to like get their hands on the gold. Yeah, it was good.
And if you're lost as to that reference, we're referring to the first Twilight in episode 2.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff, and I think that if you like each time you finish an episode, it would take a hell of a lot of time. I wouldn't do it, but it would be worth like rereading the old chapters with new knowledge to like understand what's going on.
And this is one of the things I was saying to one of our somewhat regular viewers. I don't know if he's keeping up, but shout out to Panda. Panda was like, man, I really want to keep watching your playthrough, but I also really want to just get the game. And I was like,
both.
Just do both. Because Ben here is just having a blast going through the second time.
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
Well, a third time, I guess, because we're editing.
Yeah, because when I'm editing, I get to go through it another time, and I also get to see what Felix is saying and like figure you out a little bit. Yeah. It's good fun.
So I'm going through my second time. Ben's going through his third, and it's so good. Just do it.
Yeah, you won't regret it. Anyway, why don't we get into this episode?
Yeah, so now that we've been paid our advertising money, we should probably actually record the episode.
Let's do it. You ready?
Beatrice, I've been calling to you for some time now. Did you not hear me?
Oh my gosh, my voice is back!
Oh shit. Now, I'm gonna need a second to compose myself.
What is this? I'm really interested to hear this sound.
Moo.
That was disappointing.
Moo?
What do you think that, like, what does that face say to
I'm not sure.
I think it's meant to be like a
You know what? I'll do with that. Yeah. Were you? My apologies.
See, look how well that worked.
Alright, ma. Yeah. I was lost in thought. I'll get it right eventually. Forgive me.
The weather is pleasant. Yes, I can understand how the weather has stolen your heart. Will you have your black tea here?
This is an uncomfortably long pause.
Who am I?
What is going on?
I don't know. I don't know. Who am I?
I'll bring you some tea now. Wait here for a while.
Forget about the tea. Talk with me.
That doesn't seem like a very Kinzo thing to do. Oh, he said yes, though.
Yeah?
Very well.
Kinzo had used the excuse of getting black tea to try and interrupt the conversation for the time being. But his attempt had been very transparent. Oh, she's narrating. Okay. I sat in a garden chair and beckoned Kinzo to do the same.
This is new. I think is this the first time since there was a tea party scene earlier in this episode that had Beatrice narrating.
There might have been.
No, it was no.
I don't think so.
No.
I think this is the first time.
The odd one was Battler narrating the tea party scene.
Yes. That was weird. So this is weird.
Yeah.
Beatrice is directly narrating the in-world scenes, and Battler's narrating the tea party scenes. Like, what is happening?
What is happening?
It's a bit weird. Kinzo sat down heavily, exaggerating his age. For a while, we sat and appreciated the silence.
Interesting, there are no honorifics in this monologue.
This is true. Who am I? Until today, no one has answered this question. For some reason, everyone averts their gaze and evades me.
Who is this everyone?
I don't know. I have known you for a long time.
But not yourself, apparently.
I think of you as my best friend, even as a father. That is why I want so much for you to tell me. You should know who I am.
No, why are you worried about something like that? You're Beatrice, the master of this mansion, is that not so? What more could you want to know?
Hold on, but isn't this a different mansion?
Is it?
Well, it looks like it's all different.
It does look
pictures.
different. I don't know. It might be worth figuring out.
Yeah.
What? Oh, sorry. I do not know. It's also a new face. Beatrice has never shown that like weird, awkward face.
I think she has.
I don't think she has.
I'm fairly certain
she's had a shocked face. I'm sure she's never shown it before, but I could be wrong.
What's this? Don't you even understand what it is you want to know? How mysterious. In one's youth, there are times one wants to play in the maze of thought that has no exit. Perhaps that's what your worries are.
Kinzo laughed as though it was a trivial matter. However, I couldn't help but feel that his behavior was another attempt to force me to stop any further questioning. You know what? It's fine. I'm living the character.
Yeah, get in it.
Yeah. So you won't tell me, after all?
There is nothing to tell. You are Beatrice. Isn't that more than enough?
No, that's not it. What I wish to know is not my name. I want to know who I am. Who am I? What am I? How long have I been here, and how long will I have to continue my days here?
I really should bring some black tea. Don't you think it a waste of all this fine weather?
He is evading these questions. Kinzo, come on.
Interesting that despite... Well, that was quick.
And that's the... Oh no. Okay, we're in the tea party scene.
Interesting, that despite evading questions, he's still actually having enough courtesy to speak with someone rather than being like,
he's
fuck
not
my
crazy.
children, they're vultures.
I mean, he's with Beatrice, right?
Ah,
he does...
Beatrice!
Exactly, he does theoretically love her. What did he say about her? Something about taking her bones and making them into a broth and...
I don't remember.
Eating them, maybe? I don't know. It was very strange. But he does love her, apparently.
Apparently.
What's
this all about? I don't know, Battler. Why are you asking me? Looks like it's probably the story of your past, right?
Something like that. To think I would go this far back.
Looks like you had some pretty deep worries even then. Wondering who you were.
And that is to be expected. At the time, I was unable to understand who I was, or why I was alive.
Well, in puberty, everyone's captured by those philosophical worries at least once, wondering what meaning there is in their life. Doesn't that just prove you had a charming period like that at one point? Charming is a strong word for puberty. I really like the touch of the
little, it's in the background?
The tea party leaves up in the background.
Yeah, totally.
That is nice. A terrible job at cropping it, but I love the touch.
I like the idea, yeah. I'd been in that mansion since the time of my birth.
Which mansion?
And I lived only inside the mansion.
Where's this mansion?
Of course, I went out into the garden, but the area around the mansion was surrounded by a very tall
fence.
Where's
the fence?
Outside the mansion, I assume. I was unable to leave through it, and I was told severely that I mustn't leave. I could walk freely throughout the mansion and the garden, but outside of that, not once was my desire to take just one step outside of my own accord granted.
What do you mean by that? Are you trying to say that as far back as you can remember, you were always a bird in a cage?
That's what I thought at the time.
Birds?
Birds in cages, huh?
Birds in cages. More like cookies in boxes.
Or bombs in boxes. Get fucked.
What?
What?
That
was part of the joke with the cookies and the bombs in boxes.
It's alright.
I wasn't sure you remembered. Oh my god. That's what I thought at the time. After all, as soon as I became aware I was living like that, I didn't even think to question it.
Who in the world are you?
That's it. That is what I also hope to know.
I'm sure you'll say something like, I wasn't a human, I was a witch, right?
No, that's not true. That isn't true yet.
Oh!
Backstory!
Boy.
Or should I say that was once the case? I was constructed by Kinzo, a human built by a human. No, perhaps I should call it a cage made of flesh.
What the hell? This is getting weird.
You probably won't believe it anyway, but listen first. I was a mighty witch who had lived for 1,000 years, but at one point I was summoned by Kinzo, and by that hidden art, I was bound as his prisoner for eternity.
Interesting thing here is you make furniture, right?
Yeah.
But she's saying he made a human.
A human for her. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, totally. It's very weird.
Never heard of that before. From what we hear in the Ashiramiya family, you were summoned by grandfather. Something like a devil's contractor with him and gave him the gold?
Indeed. That is correct. Then I was supposed to vanish until the contract was complete. But, well, popular women have it rough.
Oh.
By some turn of events, Kinzo fell in love with me.
Oh.
It's so beautiful.
Grandfather's nearsightedness must have gotten pretty bad. With his stigmatism, too. To fall in love with you, of all things.
Well, to me, there could be nothing more bothersome. However, the power of humans is a frightening thing. He displayed that fearsome power and rooted me to this place. He said I wouldn't be freed until I nodded my head in agreement. Such an overbearing man.
Isn't that awesome? Everyone knew grandfather was obsessed with the occult, but who would have guessed he had the power to root down the great witch Beatrice? Ridiculous. Who believes such a weird story?
As though thought you don't believe.
All I believe is the fact that you lived in this hidden mansion in the middle of the forest. You're the 19th person on Rekenjima, right?
Indeed. Just as you imagine, this is deep within the forest of Rakendra.
Not in red.
Ah, yes, not in red. A hidden mansion not to be found from the outside world. Its name is Kuadorian, the Nine Birds Retreat.
Lots of birds at this point.
Lots of birds in cages, kept against their will and such.
Also 9 of them, apparently.
9 of them.
I do wonder what the other 8 are.
I don't know.
Hold on, let's add this up.
What are you adding up?
Beatrice. So then the remaining
How many Beatrices are there?
The remaining 7 is probably Beatrice, and Beatrice.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I think the math adds up.
Yeah, that is indeed 9 Beatrices.
I think that's definitely true. There are 9 Beatrices that form the Kuadorian. That's true.
But
yes,
there are 8 episodes, 8 Beatrices.
8 episodes, 8 Beatrices plus the one
the Tea Party
Beatrice.
Beatrice.
Plus the Tea Party Beatrice.
That's 9 Beatrices.
But there's also like older Beatrice and like this. I mean, it's confusing.
Well,
I don't know. I like your train of thought. I want to see what more.
I feel like you're taking this train of thought way too seriously.
I'm just saying. I think it'll be fun.
I mean, I'm just trying to think as I make silly jokes at the same time about what these 9 birds are.
Well, this is the thing. My hope is that within a joke, you may find the truth.
Let's actually try seriously unpack this. We've got
Okay.
We've got a one-winged eagle.
Okay.
We've got a seagull.
Okay.
We've got a Beatrice. We've got another Beatrice.
Okay. We got 4 Beatrices. 4 birds.
4 birds.
I mean, how many people on the island have the wing on? More than 10, I'm sure. I mean, sorry, more than 9. Actually, the 4 siblings. 1, 2, 3 servants have the one-winged eagle, and Kinzo, that's only 8, and then Beatrice would be the 9th.
Let's actually look at that.
Are we onto something here? Oh my god.
I hate that sound. Oh, yeah, so we got 1, 2,
because
3, 4,
spouses.
5,
of
6,
course, the cousins. Damn
7,
it. Okay, there are more.
8, 9.
Okay,
10,
maybe
11,
not.
12, 13.
Okay, maybe not. You know what? That's fine.
Well,
9 direct descendants of the family, though.
this is true. Maybe furniture doesn't count.
Maybe furniture doesn't count. There you go. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun that there are 9 people.
That's true. If this was in the past, then the cousins wouldn't have been born yet.
This is true. But then we have 3 servants as opposed to 4 cousins, so I guess 3 plus 1. Look. Besides, Shannon and Cannon are 16, I think, so they're younger than George and Battler and Jessica. So you have to discount.
I feel like this train of thought is just quickly derailing.
You know what?
You're like, I've got it. Wait, no, wait.
That's fine. Let's continue.
And also, we have to remember that Natushi.
It's engraved on her heart.
Has it engraved on her heart.
This is true.
Oh my goodness, what are those fingers?
It's great. Stop looking at their hands.
No, you see, listen, as I covered in the first episode, Goda knows how to show his hands.
Uh-huh.
He folds them up so you can't see him. He's a man with fighting hands and also doesn't show his fingers.
He's a boxer in another life.
That's true.
Alright.
Yeah, I hope you're all excited for Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, and Goda.
Oh my god, no. Poor Goda, he would get absolutely wrecked. Let's continue.
Yeah, for those of you that aren't paying attention to the timescale I offered you at the start of the video, that fight's happening, what, tomorrow?
Tomorrow? I think so.
Well, tomorrow US time, so Sunday. So 2 days.
Alright.
I'm excited, I'm rooting for Goda.
I don't... I mean, you can't not root for Goda.
That's true.
Goda's the best character.
That is
Let's be
definitely
clear.
true.
The most relevant character as well. Alright. Let's go to the next page.
I don't even watch this sport, I don't know what I'm going on about.
What are you doing?
How much time did we just spend on that bullshit
Too
theory?
long!
Too long!
Too long! It's your line, Battler.
Yeah, come to think of it, I heard the guest house's real name was Terrain. Is that
Terrain.
Terrain, yeah.
Terrain?
Visitor's Retreat. I see, the naming sense is similar. So you were grandfather's mistress who lived here in secret. Is that right?
Mistress isn't the right way to say it. You should probably call it Kinzo's unrequited love.
Oh, no.
I spoke of it just now, correct? He fell in love with me of his own accord. He then courted me, but I rejected him. Then I was shut up in this hidden mansion. No, that's not quite right. It would be more correct to say that I was shut up in this body.
I've got no idea what you said at the end there.
It's okay, Battler, neither do we.
Also, this is a very interesting way to deal with rejection.
Trap someone in a cage of human
body
flesh.
in a mansion.
Yeah, totally. Hide them away from the world. You'll just make fun of it and refuse to listen, right? After all, you say you don't believe in witches or magic. If you have no ears to hear what I tell you, saying it would be the pinnacle of foolishness. Damn. Beto's got some philosophy going on right here.
Why did we just fade again? We were already there.
We're shuffling over to the like garden again.
Oh, okay.
Where Kinzo and Beato are.
I'll decide whether I believe or not. After all, if I don't ask, the story won't continue. Tell me. Let's hear the story from your past. Nope. I was expecting a wipe.
Nah, not yet. Very well. I refused Kinzo when he courted me, but he was not a man to lose heart at something like that. He wanted to make me nod my head in agreement no matter what. He shut me up in this mansion and spent an eternity trying to win my heart.
Sounds a bit like what Beatrice is trying to do to Battler right now.
Is so?
Shutting up in a place he can't escape from.
Game, tea party space. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting parallel.
Maybe.
Talk about overbearing. Guess when no one likes obstinate men, huh?
Like yourself.
Ha!
Regardless of whether I responded to his courting or not, having a man so desperate for me, well, it was, as a woman, it wasn't so unpleasant. However, I never accepted his proposal. I tried to find some way to break through his guard, but that barrier was firm and I couldn't crack it.
And then?
After trying to resist it in various ways, I eventually reached the conclusion that, to escape from Kinzo's barrier, I would have to throw away this body of flesh. The physical body is a vessel with many restrictions for a magic user.
Throw away your body of flesh? What does that mean? Something like an out-of-body experience?
God damn it. Well, if you want to think of it that way.
Are we gonna have out-of-body locked rooms right now? Is that what's gonna happen?
I don't know, maybe. Neither confirm nor deny. However, I am no spirit. Even though I am a witch, in the beginning I was born with a human's body of flesh. So for me, throwing away that physical body, while it didn't mean the same thing as death, it did require a similar level of resolve.
So in other words, you decided that you couldn't be released except by suicide, is that it?
It wasn't suicide. It was nothing more than throwing away my body of flesh. Of course, becoming nothing more than a soul is a precarious situation. When the soul leaves its body of flesh, it is constantly exposed to the strong winds of the sun. The sun's coming back. It was not easy for me to maintain myself and avoid being scattered by them. So interesting that Maria said earlier that witches derive their power from the sun, and Beatrice is now telling us that the sun tears her apart.
Did she?
Yeah, Maria did say that.
This.
Also,
I'm glad you're here as a font of knowledge. I'll laugh so much if
I have
you
a
get
question.
later in the
I
chapter.
have a question for you.
Beatrice...
Did you or did you not read the lyrics that I sent to you of Shirabe, which actually is this song that's playing right now? It was the ending theme to episode 2.
Yeah, I read them, but I honestly couldn't.
There were lyrics about the wind and the sun tearing someone apart, and then being able to like hear the heartbeat of the ground, all this stuff. This is definitely in reference to that. So, you know, might be worth looking at.
Interesting.
Yeah, anyway. Let's continue. It was a final measure that I wanted to avoid if I could. However, there was no other way to break through Kinzo's barrier. Anyway, I am an unfettered person. I couldn't stand being kept in a cage until Kinzo's life was over.
Was that a threat, or was that just a period of time?
Good question.
Oh no, he's narrating the tea party while...
Yeah, so now we're switching back to Battler narrating.
I couldn't see this stuff Beato kept going on about, throwing away her body of flesh, as anything more than suicide. Grandfather persistently courted her, and to escape from that, he chose her own death? So you're saying you committed suicide. What are you talking about? Isn't that you sitting carefree there in the garden chair?
That's right. That is the new cage I was given by Kinzo.
Cage? You mean this mansion?
No. I mean my body, relaxing in the garden chair over there. Even though I was so desperate to escape that I became naught but a soul, Kinzo still had no intention of letting me go. Oh, he was a fearsome person. Normally, when the object of one's unrequited love shows that he is willing to die, she is willing to die, it should be enough to bring that person to their senses, even if their love has lasted 100 years, or 1,000. Perhaps that's why even he managed to become a sorcerer of sorts.
Don't try to confuse me with that incomprehensible witch girl talk. What exactly you're trying to say?
But Kinzo didn't let me escape even after I became a soul. Human emotions are terrifying. To think he would be able to exhibit such power, tying down a dead soul, is not something that can be accomplished easily. Not even for a magician who specializes in such matters.
Is she about to tell us that she was the witch who then died and then became a witch again?
Maybe.
Oh god. And that means that the person in the opening scene was Rosa?
Maybe.
Oh my god, too much for me.
Because I knew this, Kinzo's fearful magical power shocked me for the first time. Then, Kinzo seized my soul and brought me back. However, a cage to hold a sea soul cannot be made from iron or lead. Only one thing remained.
What? You aren't gonna say it was a magical cage or something, are you?
Wrong. It's that body of flesh over there, just like yours or mine. Only a cage made of flesh and blood can tie a soul down to this world. Kinzo shut my soul up in a cage of flesh built to be exactly like me.
So to sum it up, it's like this. Grandfather obstinately courted you, and you started to hate it, and you committed suicide. But you weren't clever enough to finish the job. Damn, you really took a roundabout way to say something like that.
No, that's wrong. My soul was shut up in the seed of a homunculus. And I was born out of a test tube.
Huh? That's crazy. Homunculus is like a Earth-made, like...
human, basically.
Is it?
I think so.
I thought it was just like a familiar of any type that was made out of, like, dirt and soil.
It might be. I'm not 100% certain, I'll be honest.
Born out of a test tube, interesting. That's crazy. That isn't even possible, right? He says, talking to a witch in an alternate dimension.
Magic doesn't exist. It's not a thing. Kinzo accomplished even the miracle of creating life, and simply to shut my soul up in that cage. That he would show such magical power simply because of his own love. A thoroughly terrifying person.
It's already gotten pretty ridiculous. Say whatever you want. I won't believe anything. Just do what you like.
What's with this unpleasant attitude?
I don't know, we've been here for a whole episode, Beato. Get on it. Huh? In the beginning, I showed a little interest, thinking there might be some huge hint hidden here. The more I ask, the weirder the story starts to get. I get the feeling that even though this is supposed to be a game about denying witches, I'm suddenly being forced to just swallow this story about witches. Once again, Battler is just being the vessel for the audience.
He is.
Throwback to that Steam review we thrown shade at a while ago.
I know.
It just got so silly when the magic showed up.
Just take the magic out.
Take the magic out. It'd be a perfect story.
It'd be perfect if it was just a normal murder mystery and not interesting in any way. What?
Wow.
If it just didn't have anything magical,
I'm sure the dude was a lovely man, Ben. You don't need to
I'm sure he was, but I can't handle it.
Was past tense before he was ripped apart by Umineko fans.
Yes,
Sorry, but I don't feel like listening to this anymore. Just keep rambling on to yourself as much as you want.
Oh.
I'll be over here picking at my earwax or something.
Didn't she just say, like, I won't tell you because you'll just laugh at me, and he's doing that. You asshole, Battler. She's telling you about how she was in a homunculus test tube.
Do you see this face, though? Look at this Battler face. That is definitely a Beatrice combination of face we haven't seen before.
That's what we saw last time!
Is it, though?
Yes!
I thought the mouth was, like, more up like
No!
that. Okay.
No! This is the new sprite that I was just talking about.
Maybe
Anyway.
I just wasn't paying enough attention.
You definitely were not.
At Battler's gorgeous face.
Oh my god.
And when I say Battler, I mean Kinzo, because Battler wasn't there.
It's true. Although, you reckon that Kinzo is Battler, so... I think.
That was like something I said in episode 1, like,
I know.
while the intro credits were rolling. I think we're a bit past that point.
Ah, well.
Honestly, though, if we get to the end of the story and Battler is Kinzo, I'm on board.
Okay.
Best book.
I'm down for it.
Best book.
Let's continue.
That is an uncomfortably high mouth.
Yeah. It's a bit weird.
When I started acting cold, Beato seemed unusually discouraged. Of course, her expression was still shameless. But in that really easy to understand expression of hers, I had the feeling I was able to catch a glimpse of loneliness at my failure to find the story of her past interesting. For some reason, that subtle reaction made her seem pitiful. The thing I'm finding interesting right now is that Battler, rather than being like, this is easily bullshit, I should listen to this so Beato's wasting her time, he's like, tell me something that's more convincing.
It's fun, isn't it?
Like, it seems like this is the suboptimal move.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I wish that in this game that we're having with each other that you would, like, tell me something believable, you know?
Yeah, this is a very interesting tactic, if I can even assume Battler is being a tactician at this point.
I mean, that's a
bit of a stretch.
Yeah, that's the word.
So even though I kept my careless attitude, I decided to cover for her slightly. Ooh. Damn it, even though she's irritating witch, I'm still weak against her because chromosomes are XX. What? What is the...
Battler, please.
What for the purpose of this mention? I've got absolutely no desire to believe you, but keep going. There we go.
Yay.
Let's have a bit of a story instead of a tea snack.
So you treat the story of my past like little more than a snack. Do you expect me to just casually tell you when you insult me like that?
After I made fun of her, Beato reacted a little sensitively. It looked like even though making fun of people was her specialty, she was horrible at being made fun of by others.
Oh my god.
Just then, my black teacup suddenly made a sound, surprising me.
Oh shit! Milady's soul was seized and breathed into a cage of new life. In other words, Milady received life as a human once more.
Before I realized it, the demon butler had taken my cup and was adding more black tea to it.
BRonove, enough of that. This person just said it was too ridiculous to be worth listening to.
This person?
This person.
Excuse you.
This
man is Battler the Incompetent.
Battler, the fight man.
The fight man.
Get him out of here. Not a fan.
Not a fan.
He's being rude to the Lady Beatrice.
Okay.
What? He is. What? You okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. Well, he's too ridiculous to be worth talking to. I am baking some new cookies right now. Until they're ready, I thought you might find the story of Milady's past to be a perfect substitute for a snack.
Is BRonove having a dig at Beatrice right now? Is that what's going on? Is he also calling this a snack?
He might be.
Wait a minute.
He seems to be on Battler's side at this point. Why?
Hold on a minute.
What? I don't know what you're thinking right now.
I don't know what I'm thinking right now either.
Is this a joke or is this an actual theory?
No, this is just, you know, this is one of those things where I'm not sure if I should say this for fear of just seeming really stupid.
Say it.
But it was just like, the moment he's like, perfect substitute for a snack, and he's in this scene and he keeps popping up and doing other things, I think BRonove might be controlling this scene.
What makes you say, okay, you think so?
At least these series of scenes.
Maybe.
Because we're spending a lot of time in the tea party space.
This is true. This is true. You think maybe, even though it seems like it's Beatrice narrating, it could be BRonove?
Yeah, and that also might be why Battler is narrating.
Maybe.
And this is also why Battler's being an asshole, because BRonove is actually just like, suck it!
What purpose would BRonove have to narrate scenes? Like, why wouldn't it just be Beatrice?
It's a good question.
Okay.
That was kind of why I stopped, because I was like, that wouldn't make any sense.
You're like, it's a good theory, but I have no justification for it at all.
It was just a thought that popped into my head.
That's cool. No, I like it. I like the idea. The idea that maybe someone's narrating that we like, that we think it's someone, but it's someone else. I think that's a fun idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't I say that's enough talking about me?
And also the fact that he's just like owning Beatrice every time.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
She's getting angry. Such unpleasant people, the lot of you. I'm leaving. BRonove, serve our food and then go. No pointless chit-chat with Battler. Certainly. I will make an effort. Then she disappeared into the ether.
Beato's short temper peculiar to women, which I didn't really understand, took hold of her and she turned her body into gold butterflies, scattered and disappeared. After that, only BRonove and the scent of the black tea were left. Feel kinda bad, like you pissed her off or something.
As long as you're aware of it yourself, I need say nothing more.
Wait a sec. Weren't you the one who struck the finishing blow?
My, what could you mean by that? How would you like some sugar and milk?
Just milk will be fine, and some tea snacks would be nice too.
Well, it will be a bit longer before the cookies are ready.
Didn't you say we've already got something to use in place of a snack?
Certainly. If you will listen quietly, I will continue the story. Oh shit. So now BRonove is gonna narrate explicitly.
She said something about a homunculus. I know a bit about that. It's that thing, right?
Oh, here we go.
What a useful opening.
What a helpful pronoun.
You know that thing!
That thing.
Manufactured human created with alchemy or something.
There you go. Yes.
I think what it probably is. Here we go, boys.
Oh god.
We're ready. It's time to drop it. I think in Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh no.
The homunculus is just a creature made from the earth. So maybe that's where I got it mixed up from.
Maybe. Either way, it's different.
I'll be a bit rip if I open that rulebook over there and I'm like,
it's like,
shit, I was wrong both
human
times.
created by alchemy. Yeah, maybe. Yes. Milady's soul was shut up in her homunculus, and she was revived into this world, receiving life again as a baby. However, because she was a baby, any professions of love on Kinzo's part would have been quite useless.
You aren't saying that grandfather shut that baby up in this hidden mansion, until it grew to reach the same age she'd been.
Correct. That is what I am saying. However, while her soul was the same, her human spirit is strongly influenced by its container. Milady lost all her memories of the past and grew up as a very normal human girl.
And you're saying that's the Beato sitting in the garden chair?
Yes, that is correct. It grew to become completely identical. However, it did not possess her power as a witch. Milady was completely human.
She opened her eyes.
She did.
Beato, who was sitting in the garden chair, looking up at the sky, voiced that same question again. She asked who she was. The meaning of those words was finally starting to click. She couldn't understand why she was living here all locked up. Grandfather had seized Beatrice's soul, shutting it up in a body of flesh, and then shut that up in a hidden mansion. However, since she'd lived here since the time of her birth, she couldn't even understand who she was, or why she lived shut up in here. Wait, who would take such a stupid story seriously? Why don't I change my interpretation? In other words, couldn't it be something like this? Grandfather met Beatrice, he then fell in love with her and courted her, but she didn't accept him. Then he flew into a rage and shut her up inside this hidden mansion. Beatrice then tried to escape, but no matter what she did, she couldn't succeed, so she finally chose her own death. And then, maybe there was a girl who looked just like Beatrice, a baby. Grandfather raised this child with care, but maybe he didn't view this child as his daughter. The soul was once again shut up in a cage of flesh. Well, his words probably meant that he didn't view this kid as her child, but as a reincarnation. Maybe that's what it meant. If you interpret it that way, even a story this weird might make a little sense. No. This might be some bullshit Beato cooked up to confuse me. As if I could accept any of this. In the first place, Kuadorian, was it? There's no proof whatsoever this hidden mansion actually existed. Couldn't this be something she just fabricated on the spot? Oh!
Here it is. You were not prepared for that, were you?
I mean, I was waiting for it. That was just like, normally we've had very long cuts this episode.
Yeah.
That was a drop.
That was good. A hidden mansion called Kuadorian does exist in the forest of Rakinjma.
That is very interesting to just have right out the gate.
Yeah. There is a mansion. It's there.
Wow.
Like, even if you can't see it, it's there. It's great.
The question is...
That doesn't confirm anything else we're seeing.
Do we know that BRonove can use the red truth?
I mean, he clearly can. He's using it right now. He's a demon, right?
Well, but...
What are the qualifications to use red truth?
Is that when I speak in red, everything I say is truth. But that was Beatrice that said that.
This is true.
I mean, I'm going to trust it.
Okay.
But I'm suspicious.
You're suspicious?
I mean, I'm suspicious of everything, as we hopefully have long established.
Of course, you should be.
But I just wanted to point out that this seems unusual.
You definitely shouldn't trust anything in this novel.
Yeah.
Distrust all things.
This is true. Battler is the culprit.
This is true. Confirmed. That is the place we were just talking about. He didn't say the second part in red, though. Might be worth thinking about.
Or I might be a lot of that.
Misdirecting you. Anyway.
Huh? Red? BRonove used the red to say that Kuadorian actually existed. Did that mean the same thing as the red Beato use?
Oh my god. I may not look it, but I am a demon, Felix.
Well, you can just cut this all out, right?
Please, keep this a secret from milady, yes?
This is why we should just stop discussing this. We should just read through it.
Look, I want to say how on point that is, and like, Rikishi knew that the first thing you would say was like, what if the red doesn't mean the same thing? And he's like, here's BRonove. Here's BRonove to explain. That's so clever. Oh. Fucking yes.
Yeah, I mean, they've done a lot of that. They've blocked the easy way out of many circumstances.
It's so good. Oh.
But of course, he still hasn't actually demonstrated it yet. We'll see if that happens now.
We'll see.
Wait, hold on.
Sure. You gotta say.
Please keep this a secret from milady. Okay.
Yeah.
Beato, who knew I would try trip her up, had grown extremely cautious when using red. To think that BRonove could also use the red. However, it was the red of a crafty man. He didn't know how far I could accept it. But anyway, I might be able to get some kind of hint out of it. So that Beato relaxing in the garden of Kuadorian and that conversation she had with grandfather were the truth?
There we go. Yes, it is the truth. In the past, the pair actually had a conversation like that in this place. What? The pair actually had a conversation like that in this place.
Now, it says the pair.
Yes.
Not Kinzo and Beatrice.
This is true. He doesn't refer to them by name.
I'm gonna keep going in case we cover this, because I feel like we're gonna get very held up if I keep saying things that are then covered.
Yeah?
But I just have a point on that, so remind me when we get to the sort of end of this.
Sure.
Thanks a lot, I'll ask for some more red. You said she was born from a homunculus, but does that kind of unscientific magical thing actually exist?
I am unable to answer that question. After all, doing so would cause a stalemate.
Stalemate? What does that mean?
Here we go. It's a chess term referring to a state in which, similar to a perpetual check, any further progress in a game becomes impossible. This would be the opposite of an endless repetition of moves, because all moves would disappear and it would bring about a kind of deadlock. In chess, this would lead to a draw, just as a perpetual check would. However, there can be no draws in the game between you and Milady. Therefore, I am unable to answer a question that would bring about a stalemate.
You obviously want to confuse me by saying incomprehensible stuff, but simply putting, you're trying to dodge the question because you can't use the red to say something magical like a homunculus exists, right?
If I were to say in red that a witch exists, what would you do, Battler-sama?
Whether or not I believe that is what our whole fight's about, right? If I was told that point blank, it'd be game over.
If I said a witch exists in red, you'd have no room for argument. However, since the reason would never have been made clear to you, Battler-sama, you probably wouldn't accept it. However, after being told that in red, you would have no room for argument, and would not have been shown any proof. In this situation, even though you wouldn't be able to admit defeat, you would have no way to make a counter-argument, and it would become a deadlock. Even though checkmate would not have been reached, there would be no existing moves left. Since you would not be able to play your next hand, it would never become Milady's turn, and the game would stop there for all eternity. As a result, Milady would be unable to force you to submit. That would be a deadlock situation. In order to avoid that, I am unable to answer questions of this nature in red.
So to say it quickly, you're saying point-blank questions are prohibited. Well, that's true, I guess. If I were told a witch exists, I'd have to give up from the start.
I am pleased that you understand. I believe we might be able to work together if you ask your questions in a different form.
Can you help me with that? That line Beatrice dodged when I'm told to repeat it? About the number of people on this island?
If Milady held back on repeating it, then of course I cannot respond. As Milady's furniture, I am unable to be too forward.
BRonove made an exaggerated gesture, trying to act like a royal retainer. This guy is so shameless. Huh. This is when I thought he might actually be useful. I'll give up on that and search for a different question. That's right. I was forgetting to check something important. This is a story about Beato's memories, right? When did it happen? It couldn't be happening right now, right?
Correct. This is the world of 1967.
So that is how many years ago?
Shit.
We're in 1984, right?
I think so, yeah. So 20...
No, 86?
Wait, 86. I think we're in 86. Yeah. That's what, 13 plus 20. Wait, no. Hold on. Words. Shit.
Come on, it's easy, Ben.
I'm so bad at math.
19.
Plus 9. 19? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's 19. Oh, there you go.
Because it's 20 minus 1.
Okay, cool.
There's a difference. You just, it's 90.
You know what? I did it dumb.
1967 to 1987, then minus 1.
You know what?
19.
I did it dumb. It's okay. Let's keep going.
That's the trick in mathematics. You gotta find the quickest way there.
It's true.
Once you've identified the way there, you can solve it. Which is
in mathematics.
Honestly, what I'm terrible at.
Good.
Which is
Good
why I'm
hear.
so fucked for this novel.
I was gonna say, good luck,
Ooh,
my
boy.
friend. Well, anyway, now we know this is the world of 1967. World of 19...
Motherfucker!
I love this game. The world of 19 years previous.
Oh my god.
This is so good. Ryukishi, you're in our heads. I can't handle this.
How many minutes have we wasted this recording?
At least 20, I'm sure.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This is perfect. Let's keep going.
It really is.
Let's keep going.
Part of me wants to cut it because I'm like, fuck.
It's so pointless.
But on the other hand, so entertaining.
Oh god.
God damn it. Let's try rearranging this story again. I wonder if it couldn't be something like this.
Oh god.
Grandfather fell in unrequited love with a person called Beatrice. Then he can find her in this hidden mansion and continued to court her. But she was stubborn and didn't give in. Eventually, she grew pessimistic about being able to escape from here and probably committed suicide. And then, her soul was put into a homunculus.
Oh, hold on.
No. If I accept that, it's the same as accepting the witch. You can interpret that part like this. She probably had a posthumous daughter. Grandfather must have believed that her soul had been placed in a new physical body. I might have thought that the child was the reincarnation of Beatrice. That means, at least 19 years ago, Beato existed on this island as the 19th person. Wait. Long black screen. Oh boy. I'm starting to get confused. Either way, we can't do more than speculate. The only thing we can say for sure in red is that in 1967, in a hidden mansion on Rakenjima, Beatrice existed as a human. That's all.
Cool. That is correct. In 1967, in a hidden mansion on Rakenjima, Beatrice-sama existed as a human.
And this is why I didn't want to say this thing earlier.
Yep. There it is.
Because what I was going to say is that he said the pair, not Beatrice.
It might not be referring to Beatrice.
Yeah.
It might be referring to, like, someone else. Yeah.
Of course, there still is that separation, but I'm basically just...
Kinzo does have a wife, technically.
Yeah.
I don't know when the wife died.
The theory I was basically going to pose is that it said the pair, and the only other real time that we've had pairs and things mentioned is in the second Twilight, and also the...
Oh, damn, you're going to be like,
the thing the two told you of or whatever.
Uh-huh, sure.
That was what I was getting at, but I'm putting that aside for now.
Sure.
Oh, thank you, that really helps.
Congratulations. With this, you have made clear the existence of the piece known as the 19th person. A 19th human for you to blame, just as you long for. A sacrificial sheep upon which you can shift the blame of any crime. How amusing that it happens to be my lady.
BRonove laughed incorrectly.
Not wrong.
Somehow... oh boy!
Are you dying?
I'm dying.
Oh my god. BRonove's laugh was too much for you.
Somehow I didn't like how he put that, so I didn't feel like laughing along with him. I need to have some more tea. Give me a sec.
Get that going. Maybe have some of this gummy candy that we got.
Oh boy.
I was looking
What is this? Is this meant to be a heart shape?
It's rose gummy candy. Yeah, it's supposed to be a heart.
Uh-huh.
I was looking for Competan because of Lambda. It's her favorite sweet. Spoilers. I want some of that, but I couldn't find any. So I get the next best thing. Heart-shaped
How could you?
candy.
You just spoiled that for the audience.
I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm
listen,
sorry.
when we get to the murder scene in episode 8...
There's Competan just in their bodies?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Confirmed, Lambda Delta is human.
Can't believe you.
And a witch.
What have you just done?
And also a muffin.
You've just ruined the story.
Yeah. Damn. Alright, let's keep going.
I don't want to sidetrack us more.
I want to push forward!
I don't want to sidetrack us
I don't
more,
know if you've
but
noticed, but there have been so many times where we've been like, I want to get through this scene. Oh my god.
You see, in between episodes, this man's like, we should slow down and talk about things more, and then we get to the episodes, and he's like,
I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. Full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead. That's right. Hold on. That's that thing on Rosa said. Beatrice is dead. I killed her.
Not that fast.
Okay. What did that mean?
As for that, it may be faster to see the actual circumstances rather than listen to me tell you.
Oh boy.
Rosa, yes. Let us advance the clock a little more. Oh, here we go. He's got a pocket watch.
What?
I hope it has a little wing on the top of it.
Me too.
Or maybe around the sides, like handling the top of the watch. Look, someone draw that. Do it, please.
So this man can control time.
He can control time and space, and also cookies.
It's interesting.
And tea.
BRonove pulled a stylish pocket watch from his pocket and touched the watch stem. As soon as he did, I saw gold butterflies gather behind his back and take the form of a person.
Oh, damn. Wait.
Was it Beato? I quickly realized that it was someone else. Who's it gonna be? That's a stake.
It's Lucifer.
It was her, that oldest sister of the 7 stakes who loved tormenting me more than her 3 meals a day. If I don't consider myself lucky to see that sexy ass, I won't be able to keep up with that torture game.
Oh my god.
Motherfucking Battler!
Battler!
God damn it, Battler.
He's objectifying literal stakes.
Interesting. I just realized we forgot to plug in the reverb mic.
Oh no!
Oh no.
We can't sing.
This is true.
Oh.
This episode's ruined. Just skip to the next one.
Yeah, just skip to the next one. Bye.
BRonove-sama, so you're still here. This is an urgent call from Beatrice-sama.
My. What kind of urgent business could it be? It seems my chat with Battler-sama has run a tad long. Well then, Battler-sama, if you'll excuse me, please continue to enjoy your game with milady.
Yeah, I'll enjoy it as best I can. Because my conversations go a lot more smoothly when they're with you as opposed to her. You're more gracious with the red, too. Come and talk again anytime you like.
Battler-sama, despite how I look, I am milady's furniture. I can do nothing that milady does not desire. What I said in red was something that normally should have come from milady's mouth. I did nothing more than announce a truth in milady's place as she sulked.
So she really was sulking then.
Cool.
Seeing me and BRonove incomprehensibly hitting it off, that steak Nate-chan cocked her head curiously. BRonove-sama, we are keeping Beatrice-sama waiting. Let's hurry.
Yes, I shall go immediately. Well, Battler-sama, I will see you later. It appears that we have finally started getting along. As I thought, I have the feeling we'll manage to become good friends.
Sure, if you mean partners in gossiping behind Beato's back. BRonove-sama!
Yes. If you'll excuse me. What a bro.
Maybe she didn't like seeing him act so friendly with me, or maybe she had been told to hurry. When the steak Nate-chan let out a thunderous cry, BRonove laughed frivolously and disappeared as if running away.
Bye.
Then what happened?
Bye, Monocle Man.
Why did you just take that scene from under our feet?
I don't know.
Why am I, the oldest sister of the 7 stakes of purgatory, being summoned for menial tasks like this? Even though Beato-sama could have told one of the younger sisters, who look like they've got nothing better to do. Sheesh. Why so grumpy, Nate-chan? If you're hungry, eat a cookie or something. Why don't I give you the last one?
Oh no.
How thoughtful. Then shall I take one? I casually push the snack plate with the last remaining cookie over to her. Ah!
Oh shit.
I was getting ready to say the next line and that just too much.
What the fuck?
Woo!
Wow, someone just hit someone in the face. Almost.
Did they?
I don't know.
What just happened?
We're about to find out. Stop speculating. We're
As
about
though
to
coming
find
as a
out.
period at the end of the sentence, a sharp sound pierced the table. The nails of 3 of her fingers extended grew sharp and pierced the space between my fingers on the hand that was pushing the plate, missing them by a hair's breadth.
Oh shit.
It had happened in an instant, so for a while I didn't even realize that her fingernails had grown. The tips of those sharp nails were like blades with a red manicure. The spaces between the bases of my fingers hurt sharply. Those razor-like blades had been plunged into the table a hair's breadth away from the back of my hand and fingers. Because of those 3 blades, I was unable to even let my careless right hand tremble, and by now all I could do was let a bead of cold sweat drip down. Look, one single bead right there on his little cheek.
Here it is.
Whoa, Nate-chan, isn't it about time you cut your nails? It's Lucifer, that's my glorious name. The honored furniture who serves Beatrice-sama and the oldest sister of the 7 stakes of purgatory. I'm not like my disgraceful younger sisters. If you don't show proper respect, you will regret it. Why would I regret it exactly? Can't really think of a reason. Stupid kid. Do you really want to play with me that much? Was it that unforgettable? I'll thrust my stake deep in you and let you enjoy being gouged to the fullest, okay?
Oh my god.
Damn it. Someday I'll have you down on the floor and say the same thing.
Whoa! Battler!
Battler!
That's some rapey talk.
No,
That's not.
God,
oh god.
Battler. Because Kinzo wasn't bad enough.
Oh my god.
Oh really? Wow, I can't wait. I can't keep laughing.
Oh. I think she just stabbed him.
Probably.
Well, get fucked, Battler.
Get wrecked.
Oh. Back in the...
Now we're just back in the regular old mansion.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird cuts and scene changes going on.
Yeah.
It's pretty, like, erratic.
This is very strange.
Okay, well, I think... Battler's in here. No, it's just the siblings. Rosa eventually regained her calm. The men wanted to hurry her into talking faster, but Kyrie intervened. If something like that really had happened, then it would have been a terrible experience that Rosa wouldn't want to remember. After taking several deep breaths with her hand over her chest, it seemed that she had more or less resolved herself to talk. We're going to hear about how she killed Beatrice.
Yay!
Yay! Ooh!
How old was I then, I wonder? Middle school, probably, though I don't remember well. Anyway, I think I was about that age.
Which means maybe
about 19 years
about
ago?
20 or 19 years ago.
Back then, my grades weren't very good, and Mother was always angry at me. I tried to do my best in my own way, but I couldn't match up to Mother's expectations at all. Mother was always very strict with Rosa. I sympathized with her at the time. You say that even though you're always talking behind her back.
Would you give it a rest, Ava? And then, where did you meet Beatrice, Rosa-san? Hideyoshi-san, you mustn't rush her now. It's okay, Rosa-san. Tell us at your own pace.
Thank you.
What a kind lady.
It was a day I'd been harshly scolded by Mother. Long fade, because we haven't had enough of these.
Here we go.
Even though my tutor had promised to keep it a secret, apparently they told Mother about all I know about it. All about how I had complained. Mother scolded me brutally, saying my name was a disgrace to the Ashiramiya family. Of course, I was doing the best I could, but I had none of Kraus Nissan's dignity. I couldn't get excellent grades like Eva Nissan, and I had no leadership abilities like Rudolf Nissan. I never stood out, didn't particularly excel at anything. I found myself asking why I'd been born into the Ashiramiya family. I began to question more and more why I'd even been born at all. This is what happened on the day I experienced my mind going blank for the first time. For the first time in my life, I realized that in addition to facing or surrendering to my problems, I had the third choice of running away. So, though I said run away, there was no way I could have left Rakenjima and go somewhere else. But anyway, I wanted to run away from the mansion and my own self at the time. In a way, it was like a kid running away from home, or maybe a passive sort of suicide. Interesting choice of words. I wanted to disappear, or maybe it was a childlike form of resistance where I tried to make my parents worry by disappearing. I childishly thought that if I went to the center of the forest, escaped from the Ashiramiya house, maybe became lost, then I'd make them worry and teach them a lesson.
And then you went into the forest that you were told never to enter.
Yes, after reaching the beach, I followed alongside the ocean. I didn't have any particular reason, but I felt that if I went around to the opposite side of the island, there might be a place there that no one knew about, which might become a hidden house just for me.
If you go around by the beach, that'd be impossible. It becomes a cliff part way, right? There's no way you could pass that way.
Of course. So I kept going wherever I could, which kept taking me deeper and deeper inland. It's a horrible forest without any paths, but that was comforting to me then. If I could make it through such dangerous forest, then I'd be much further away from the Ashiramiya family. How shameful. If you were scolded because of your grades, all you had to do was work harder. You mustn't say that. Doesn't Rosa have her talent as a designer instead?
Literally speaking, he was covering for Rosa, but everyone knew that Rosa's company hadn't been profitable. Quit it. This is no time for sarcasm. So you managed to end up there by coincidence? At Beatrice's hidden mansion? Rosa nodded weakly. But how far did you walk? Could you show it to us on a map? Natsui-san, do you have a map of this island? No, there isn't one here now.
It wouldn't help. I was just walking randomly. Even if you gave me a map, I wouldn't know. And 20 years have passed since then. I probably couldn't reach it again even if I went into the forest.
How large is this island?
Large enough to get lost in a forest and have like 2 mansions.
Yeah.
And possibly, what was it, like 3 billion yen in gold. And also all this other shit. Maybe golf courses and swimming pools. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's all owned by one family, which is pretty impressive, honestly.
It's very strange.
Yeah, a little bit. Several people let out dejected sighs. It was vividly clear that in their haste they thought some hint related to the witch's epitaph, or maybe even the gold itself might be resting there. On Rakanjima, only a land around the mansion is ready to be developed on. The rest is completely uncultivated, and it'd probably take a lot of work to survey the entire island. But just knowing that it actually exists is very helpful. It could take some money, but if we enlisted an aerial photography company to investigate, or ask the businessmen who had constructed this mansion about what happened at the time, we could probably find some way to search for it.
That's right. At least we have more options now as opposed to when we weren't sure it existed.
Indeed, it may be worth investigating right away.
The siblings will do that investigation together. We won't leave you on your own, Nisa.
It wasn't yet certain that the gold was hidden in that secret mansion, but the sparks seemed to have started flying between Kraus and Ava already. Give it a rest for now, you two. Rosa, please continue.
Yes.
Fade to black.
Yeah.
Life it seems will fade. Oh, copyright.
Well, now we've lost our playthrough. It's been copyright stricken. Copyright stricken.
This is new music.
Oh yeah, I know this track. Physical track. This is Rosa.
Yeah, it is.
She's lost in the woods.
Doesn't Looks like there's a pretty open sky, though, for Lost in the Woods.
Oh. Yeah.
Blindly, randomly, I kept running on and on. Suddenly I came across something I thought was an animal trail. I was very tired and had no idea how far I'd walked. So at that time, I naturally took the easiest path.
Yeah. It's not like a road or a man-made path. Unless it is. Anyway.
Oh, that was an odd note. I was expecting it to, like, do a slow build, and I just went straight to the top.
Yeah, it's good.
As I did, suddenly right before my eyes, a very, very tall fence appeared. It was a fence wonderfully adorned in a Gothic style. For an instant, I thought I'd gotten turned around and returned to the original mansion. Of course, there were fences around the mansion to stop us from entering the forest. I'm glad they told us this before. But this fence was decorated differently, and moreover, it was very tall. It probably reached a full 2 stories up. It was covered with ivy and created a mysterious, solemn atmosphere.
It's very spooky. Like this one horror novel I read called Higurashi no Nakakura.
Wow, Battler. At the time, I believed in the legend of the Witch of the Forest, Beatrice. I had been told that she was frightening, but some of the servants told me she'd sometimes help you if you respected her. Since I had little confidence in those days, I believed the only way I could be saved was by receiving her help. That's why I thought what I did. I believed that this was the fence of the mansion that belonged to Beatrice, the Witch of the Forest. I thought that if I could meet with Beatrice, she'd definitely save me. So I decided to try going in. The fence was very, very tall and didn't look like I'd be able to go over it. So I chose to walk around it. I thought that if I did, I'd eventually reach a gate. But it wasn't that easy. The fence had an incredible length to match its incredible height. No matter how far I went, I didn't reach a corner. Might have encircled a massive area, or maybe I just had that impression because my child's legs made it difficult to walk in the forest. Anyway, I couldn't find a gate for a while, and I started to feel sad as though the witch had rejected me. As I did, I eventually came upon a large tree whose twisted root had bent the fence. I might get my clothes dirty, but if I crawled, I looked like I'd be able to sneak in. And there you found the hidden mansion. I don't know if it was the hidden mansion we've been talking about. Still, at the very least, it wasn't a place that we know of. Fence in a mansion in the forest that no one knows about that sounds like a hidden mansion, whichever way you cut it.
Yep.
It wasn't as though I came out into a garden as soon as I passed the fence. I had to continue through a lot more uncultivated forest after that.
Alright, let's get in there.
As I did, the forest suddenly opened up, and what appeared there was an unbelievably fantastical scene. To think that on Rekenjima, where I thought only we lived, there could be such a wonderful mansion hidden away. A beautiful flower garden spanned in front of the mansion. It was a flower garden of a completely different design from the rose garden we know so well. It was very lovely. Of course, the mansion was also wonderful. It was a couple sizes smaller than ours, but it was still elegant and adorable at the same time. Then I saw her figure. And the wind.
Yeah, the wind showed up. What?
I was so proud of myself when a few I can't remember how long ago, but it was like, ah yes, I followed the wind into the forest, and I was like, fucking got him!
Got him.
Because I called that in like episode 1, like early on.
Is the wind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I saw her sitting in a garden chair, positioned to give a view of the flower garden, wearing an elegant dress. It was that black dress embroidered in gold that we would later know from that portrait. I hadn't seen an elegant dress like that except in fairy tales and on the stage of musicals. For a person to be wearing it as her normal clothes, that in itself seemed quite fantastical. That mysterious scene was enough to make me lose my sense of reality. I love she's like, this clothing was really ridiculous when Ava and Kyrie's clothing is just like...
To be fair, she's much younger at this point.
I know,
I'm
but
just
it was
saying, she's
like...
not seen Kyrie's fantastical pants under coat nonsense.
Whatever the hell it is.
Whatever it is, it's great.
Random diamond cuts in it.
It didn't exist, probably.
Confirmed Kyrie's dress as a witch.
I was gonna say, I'm just wondering what Kyrie would look like as like a little 9-year-old girl, but with that same outfit on. Very
Please,
silly.
no.
Very silly.
The tie bars, like the ties just really slack, just leaving
just
space.
Like falling over, yeah, totally. Oh, it's amazing.
We're terrible. That mysterious scene was enough to make me lose my sense of reality. If someone had told me then that it was a dream, I might have nodded obediently and waited to wake up in my bed. I'd forgotten to hide myself in my shock, so she eventually spotted me. At first her expression was quite listless, but when she noticed me, her eyes opened very wide. It was only natural considering that a guest she didn't know had suddenly appeared.
It was only natural. What? Don't worry about it. Keep going. It's a phrase that I don't like when she uses it. It's fine.
Okay.
It was only natural. Don't worry about
It was only natural. Like me hating myself after rambling on in this episode and then being undercut by BRonove.
This is true. That was amazing, though.
I lowered my head automatically, planning to greet her and apologize for entering without permission. We actually going to be in the past now, or are we still monologuing with Rosa?
I mean, she's telling us a story, right? Hope is playing. Who are you? The new gardener?
The new gardener.
The new gardener?
Hold on, there are gardeners on this island?
Apparently.
Gardeners that visit this other mansion?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds suspicious.
Sounds very suspicious. What does it imply?
Those were the first words she said to me. I grew slightly calmer, because I realized that we could talk to each other, because I hadn't been turned into a frog just by meeting her eyes like a terrifying witch in a fairy tale. Motherfucker. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have entered the garden without permission.
Is that little Kid Rosa voice?
That's the best I can do.
I love it. So cute!
So cute!
Who are you? Name yourself.
I am Shiromia Rosa.
Shiromia. Oh, one of Kinzo's family.
Huh? Yes, I'm Kinzo's daughter. Good afternoon. I was a little surprised. After all, father was a great man, feared by everyone. Yet she had spoken of him without using honorifics.
Mm-hmm.
So I was immediately terrified of her. After all, if she could refer to my fearsome father that way, she must be a witch with incredible power. You motherfucker!
She must be.
After staring at me curiously, she beckoned me to come over. Frightened as I was, I obeyed. After all, I thought she might really turn me into a frog. The closer I got, the stronger that fear became. After all, as I kept saying over and over, that woman and her dresses, and the flower garden and the mansion, that whole picture was so fantastical and beautiful it seemed separate from reality. It probably wouldn't have surprised me at all to learn that she'd said it in red text.
That she was a witch?
Yes.
Yes. What's red text, Rosa? Tell us.
I was really lucky. She hadn't turned me into a frog. As I awkwardly stood there, stock still, she motioned to an open chair and urged me to sit down. I want to see the Kid Rosa sprite. When's it going to show up?
I can neither confirm or deny the existence of a Kid Rosa sprite. I'm sorry. Have a seat. Welcoming and speaking to those who visit this garden for the first time is my sole pleasure. Of course, I have no pleasures other than that.
That's what we call a tautology in this business.
No.
As she said this, she let an unhappy smile show for just an instant. As I was full of a strange mix of tension and excitement, I rudely asked her a question all of a sudden. Are you the Witch of the Forest, Beatrice?
If someone asks you if you're a Witch of the Forest, you say yes.
Indeed.
What? Indeed. I am Beatrice.
I'm just imagining like the Gandalf scene where he like makes the surroundings black and speaks in fucking...
I am the Witch Beatrice. I'll say it in red. I'll blow it through my pipe into the sky and it'll sprout. I am Beatrice. In red smoke.
That'd be so great if that's actually how the red text works.
That'd be amazing. Unfortunately, no. I've seen the anime that may or may not exist.
I've seen enough of the anime. I saw the red text like introduction scene of the anime.
Oh, cool. That's just pretty cool.
I think we discussed this on recording. The anime was visually actually pretty interesting.
I mean, some
At least
of it
the bit
is.
that I saw.
The quality of the animation is not very good.
This is true.
The animation studio that did Umineko is not particularly high quality. But anyway.
Sidetracking us again. Another long black.
Yeah, just preparing you for the scene change. As I thought, Beatrice actually existed.
Did she really look like the portrait? Yes. Really just like the portrait.
So, question. Here's the thing. Rosa says she looked like the portrait, but the portrait was only put up 2 years ago. Whereas that happened around 20 years ago, possibly 19 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So I just think it's interesting. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that Rosa, remembers her meeting and she's like, yes, I remember exactly what she looked like. She looked like the portrait.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest.
And she hasn't said anything about it since then either.
I'm gonna be honest. I think remembering the appearance when you look like that isn't too far-fetched.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
But it is interesting that she hadn't mentioned it all of this time.
Yeah, The portrait goes up and it looks like this person you supposedly killed and you don't say anything.
Yeah, God forbid that you don't mention to your friends and family that the person that you murdered
is now hanging in the main room of the house.
Personally, the first thing I think of is when I eventually kill you and then someone hangs a portrait of you in a mansion. The first thing I'll do is tell everyone.
But that was a delicious man. What?
Get out of my house.
No. So she wasn't just a witch from Father's imagination.
What did you talk with her about?
Oh, there it is.
As she prepared some tea, she asked me all kinds of things about myself. First, she was surprised that I had come through in the forest. It seems she believed that many dangerous wolves lived outside the fence. All of them Kinzo.
Yeah.
Birds in the cage, all Beatrice. Wolves in the forest, all Kinzo.
Makes sense to me.
Yep. So when I told her I'd come through the forest to reach this place, she was shocked. She asked me how I'd managed to escape from the wolves. Did I give them a biscuit and they let me go? Or did I cover myself in a magic cloak? That kind of thing.
That sure sounds like a witch. What an interesting person.
Quiet, dear. This goes way back. But didn't Father threaten us saying we should never get near the forest because of the wolves that live there? Yes, he did say something of the sort. Ridiculous. Even though Japanese wolves were extinct long ago. Truly a trick to fool children.
I don't remember, though. Did Dad really tell us something like that? It was the witch of the forest, right? I don't think I've ever heard about wolves.
This was when you were still in elementary school. Don't you remember? Back then you actually said you thought it would be cool to try petting the wolves. Father immediately gave up the wolf story and changed it to the story about the witch. Seriously, what transparent lies they were. At the time, the witch story had a much more immediate effect on you, Rudolph, than the wolves. I remember it well. Don't you remember those nights when you clung to my back?
I see. So even Rudolph-san used to be that cute. Shut up. I was just a kid. Well, at any rate, if Father's the one who shot Beatrice up in there, it makes sense that he'd use the same story about wolves. To him, the vast forest of Rockenjima was a wall that shouldn't be crossed, dividing his two incompatible worlds, the Yoshimiya family and his mistress's mansion.
Considering the height of that fence, it does sound as though Father turned that whole area, garden and all, into a giant jail cell. Or bird cage. It just seemed... I needed to put more metaphor in my sentence, I decided.
God damn you. God damn you.
Just like a border dividing his two separate worlds.
More similes, you mean? Wolves aside, could there have been some breed of stray dogs there at the time? God damn it, Nazi. Perhaps the fence was there to protect against those.
It's to keep the rabbits out.
It's the... out of China. Keep them out. Oh, no.
Shout out to all our viewers who don't get that reference.
Ads in the 90s, they're the best.
90s?
Maybe the early 2000s. Either way. The best ads. Late 90s, I'm sure.
It was like the Ashes in 2005 to 6, I'm pretty sure.
Was it?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I thought it was older than that. Well, we have to do some research.
We are so Australian, timing things with cricket.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Oh, my God. I have to do some research into that and come back with the real facts. Not right now, though, because I don't care that much. I'm a true Australian, guys.
We should link the video in the description.
Yeah, we definitely should. All right.
There aren't any wolves or stray dogs on Rockenjima. That fence was probably a border between us and Beatrice.
But if she innocently believed that story about wolves, that's pretty naive. There's nothing like what I expect a witch to do.
You're right. I sense that too. She was very pompous, just like my image of a witch. But she was somehow very childish. She was, how should I put it, too straightforward. She gave me the impression that she didn't know anything about the world. It was as though she'd come from some fairy tale land. She really was a strange person.
What happened after that? Did she end up talking about Dad and all?
Yes, once every few days, usually on an arranged day, but sometimes suddenly, Father would casually appear and they'd drink together, or else take a walk together or something. She said she just happened to be alone on the day that I visited. I see, an obvious mistress, you might say. My. I don't know how much younger she was, but good for Father.
We can be sure this was no indecent relationship.
Fucking Kraus. He's just like, get him!
Go, Kidzo! Play the field! Oh my god.
Oh, it's just the worst. Idiot, there's no way a lover's meeting between a man and a woman wouldn't have some sensuality. What happened next? What did you talk about after that? I'd already introduced myself, so I asked about her. When I did, the atmosphere quickly grew depressing. How should I put it? She seemed to grow listless and lonely. It was that same expression I saw on her face in the beginning.
Well, she was his hidden mistress after all. If she just walked around wherever she liked, Mom might have found her. I'll bet she was practically under house arrest. Even though she had beautiful clothes, a beautiful mansion, and a garden, she must have felt pretty cramped. I'll bet she had it rough. And then?
She was definitely worried about something. I remember feeling really sad myself. I realized it wasn't something I could do anything about by talking to her. She seemed to forget I was even there. She gazed vaguely off into the distance and was silent for a long, long time. I thought I must have said something wrong, but it didn't seem to be the type of atmosphere where I could apologize. So I remained silent for a long, long time until she remembered I was there. And then she muttered unexpectedly. Is this another new track, or are we starting the same one again?
We've heard this one before, I think. It's quite a nice one.
I don't think we have.
We might not have. Are there really no wolves beyond the fence?
I like that.
Yeah.
They use the wolf story to keep the witch out of the forest.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that's right. I've never seen wolves, not even in a zoo.
What is a zoo?
It's a place where they keep all kinds of animals. They're full of rare animals like elephants, giraffes, and pandas.
And cages.
Look at that face.
Aw, he's so cute. Do the new sprite. I want to see what she looks like in the
I'm fairly
news.
certain we've seen this one.
We might have, but it's amazing. Ah! I love this sprite. So there aren't any wolves in a zoo? Then, it might not be so scary.
Even if there were wolves, all of the animals are put in cages, so it's safe. Oh no, you made us sad again. That's why you can safely look at them and learn about them. The mighty witch of the forest was apparently terrified of wolves. I remember it looked pretty funny to me at the time. Sorry if you hear random noise in the background right about now. Just,
People coming home.
yeah, people rocking up.
It's alright. We'll edit it out. And with that magic of editing.
Not really, I was talking over the top of it, so it'll be there.
How am I any different?
Huh? She didn't know about zoos. I explained how fun zoos could be, but it was very difficult for a person like her who had never visited one to understand. On the contrary, as I explained to her, her expression grew increasingly dismal. She couldn't see the difference. Apparently, even though she lived in an elegant mansion that was surrounded by a high fence and seemed to lack for nothing, she couldn't see how she was any different from animals shut up in cages.
Who am I? Everyone calls me Beatrice. And that does indeed seem to be the name of a great witch, as you say.
Every one, Kinzo.
Yeah, at least Kinzo. But that isn't me. I cannot use any magic. I simply have the soul of that witch sealed inside my body.
Huh? There's definitely something odd about her. Beyond just being cut off from the world, it seems she truly believed that magic exists. I think she talked about lots of weird things, but I don't remember the details. All I thought was that this might be a person to be pitied. She was unable to leave this mansion of her own free will, a prisoner without even realizing it. And she didn't know anything about the outside world, didn't even know who she was. She probably vaguely realized that she was to be pitied, but since she didn't know anything, she seemed incapable of recognizing her own unhappiness. Long ago, when I told Nasan that I felt sorry for a bird in a cage, she said this. This is Ava, right?
It's Ava.
A bird that only knows the outside of
The inside of the cage.
bird that only knows
Oh my
about
God.
the inside of the cage doesn't long for the outside.
That's true.
But this wasn't a bird. She really was a person. Even if she'd never been outside the cage, she understood that there was more to the world. So, I invited her. Do you want to try going outside the fence?
There really aren't any wolves?
There aren't. You'll definitely be safe.
I want to leave, but the gate is always closed.
That's the place I came in through. It's got a crack you can slip through.
If we go through there, will there be a world outside?
Yes.
There really aren't any wolves.
Right, there aren't any. I'd only planned on inviting her to go on a short walk, but she kept looking over her shoulder at the mansion as though she was seriously worrying over the decision. Then I learned what she was preparing herself for.
I have had enough of this place. I want to go outside, and I want to know who I am, what's happening in this world, and why I was born.
I didn't know what her life had been like before then. It was probably something she couldn't express easily. If it was harsh, she just had to say she wanted to escape. If it was sweet, she just had to say she'd stay. For example, maybe it was like how a hot fireplace on a winter day makes the air get thicker and thicker, giving you a headache. Even though you know you shouldn't keep the things the way they are, you still need the courage to open the window and be tormented by the cold wind. She was starting to realize that she couldn't stay there forever. She was starting to realize that she had to go outside someday. But since she didn't know about the outside world, she must have needed her courage to take that unspeakable first step outside. And despite that, she had made her decision. She'd voiced her decision to go outside, and the decision she was probably making for the first time in her life. I hesitated for a moment. Father had decided that she should live here. She was like Father's beloved bird in a cage. If I just let her escape, Father might scold me harshly.
I want to see.
See what?
I want to see a zoo.
Ah. I was just a little surprised when she finally gave me a gentle smile. Could that have been a farsightedness brought about by her decision to venture out from her cage? It was a smile so gentle I couldn't imagine that it had come from that once dark face.
When I speak with you, I keep hearing about things that I don't know. I don't even know about this thing called school, nor do I know about zoos. I don't know about movie theaters. I don't know about amusement parks. And I feel, from the bottom of my heart, that I want to know about these things. Will you take me to see them?
Yes! I was nervous about how I could keep it a secret from Father, but her face looked so happy, so I went along with her and nodded. But she seemed not to notice the meaning behind my vague smile. She seemed to believe that I'd really take her to all those places. She was pure and genuine. She'd probably never been tricked by anyone. Though maybe it's better to say that she'd never learned how to doubt. Her smile was somehow radiant and yet pathetic. I wanted to find a way to grant her modest wish.
I have had enough of Beatrice. I want to know who I am. I want to start out as a new human, not Beatrice. So, I want you to take me away from here. I don't need tea anymore. I don't need this dress. I won't meet with Kinzo ever again. Please, take me from here, Rosa.
However, that was a responsibility that a child like me couldn't hope to fully bear. Still, when I saw her serious gaze along with that brilliant smile, it made it look as though a possessing spirit had left her. I could feel a little courage start to rise up inside me. This was definitely something that would get me into a lot of trouble, and yet it was definitely the right thing to do. I don't know how it'll turn out, but it'll hit the spacebar too quickly.
You need to calm down.
Well, no, because it like, you know how normally it scrolls the text across, it jumped?
It does do that.
I was trying
You'll have
to
be prepared for that.
Yeah.
In the future.
But I'll take her away from here. Of course, I won't be able to talk to Father, and not Mother either. Should I talk to Oni-sama or Oni-sama? No, what about that reliable Genji-san? Oh, that's right, what about Kumasawa-san, to whom I can always talk when I'm in trouble? I'm sure they'll be able to do something. Anyway, for now, I'll take her out of here. This is already a place she didn't want to be. So I took her to the crack in the fence and let her outside. She was all nervous, checking to make sure there were no wolves around, but once that fear disappeared, even just walking around this dense forest seemed to be fun somehow. Every time she found something, she'd ask about it, and they were all really trivial things.
What's that flower? What's that leaf? And that sound? And that smell?
It was really like the inside of that fence had been her entire world. And now that she'd traveled beyond the limitations of her world, it's strange. When I first saw her, I really thought she was the witch herself relaxing inside the witch's mansion. Now it was different. Or actually the complete opposite. She'd left a world she believed to be finite, and was overjoyed at the realization that the world was endless, something she'd never thought of before. So everything she saw was new. It was almost as though she was the one who had been thrown into a fairy tale. If she was Alice, then I felt almost like a rabbit holding a watch. Someone holding a watch!
No comment.
To her, it was probably a really fun walk filled to the brim with excitement, but I was actually at a loss as to what to do. After all, I walked randomly to get there. Of course, I didn't know the way back to our mansion. There were no lights in the forest, and I hadn't brought a flashlight. I realized it would be terrible if it got dark while we were still like this, and grew impatient. She was too innocent, and apparently she couldn't understand at all how frightening it would be to face the night inside the forest. But I was the one who brought her outside. I had to take responsibility somehow and resolve the situation. So I had a thought. Let's go to the ocean for now. If we then follow the beach around, we should eventually make it back to the mansion.
However, that was much more of a problem than I'd imagined. I didn't have a map or a compass. There's no way I could walk in a straight line through an uncultivated forest, and I immediately lost my sense of direction. I already had no clue which trail I had come by and was completely lost. At this rate, night would definitely fall before I had a clue where to walk. But this was no time to cry. After all, that woman following behind me was so innocent and having so much fun. So I definitely had to lead the way through this forest, for the sake of her smile as well. Gritting my teeth so that she didn't see me looking troubled, I pushed my way through the woods, advancing down a path that wasn't a path.
It's like the blind leading the blind at this point.
To the sea.
Yeah, to the sea.
Then, after going through various troubles, I fortunately managed to reach the ocean.
That is a new place that we've not seen before.
Yeah. Yeah.
At that time, I still didn't even have a clue where I was on the island. For the time being, I was just a little reassured, realizing that it...
Felt like a very bung note there.
Maybe. Sounds a little weird.
It's definitely a very jazzy notation.
Yeah.
All these accidentals.
It's a really weird song. This is song's called Far. It's one of my favorite songs in the track. Anyway.
Just a little reassured, realizing that if I went around this way, I would surely be able to return to the mansion. However, though I had reached the ocean, we were at the top of a rock cliff. The beach was far below us. I was tired from walking around the forest for so long, so I figured that in an open area, even a rocky beach, would probably be much easier to walk in. So I suggested that we go down that rocky cliff somehow. It looked pretty dangerous, but I figured there was no other way.
Is this how she dies? It would be so tragic.
Neither confirm nor deny.
However, Beatrice agreed to my plan without any doubts. Even though she was probably older than me, she meekly obeyed as though she was some kind of chick who thought I was her mother. I searched to see if there was some part of the cliff I'd be able to get down, and I found a place where the cliff had fallen over and made a slope. It looked a little dangerous, but if I went down using both hands and both legs like I was crawling, I thought it'd probably be okay. Let's go down here. It'll be dangerous if we aren't careful. But if we go down to the beach and walk along, I don't think we'll have to worry about being lost anymore.
Indeed. If that's what you're doing, I'll go too. Even getting lost is fun for me. Quite amusing. Quite amusing.
She really had no sense of danger. There's probably no doubt that she'd lived a life without discomfort. Even though she knew it would get dark when night fell, she couldn't imagine how dangerous the inside of a forest could be without a light. Furthermore, it seemed she couldn't grasp all how dangerous this might be if she fell from the cliff. I warned her repeatedly to be careful. I cautiously examined our potential route down. It seemed to be quite a long drop. I think it might have been about 10 meters down.
Put a lot of detail on this drop.
I know.
If you looked at it from the bottom up, it would probably have looked shorter than the roof of the mansion, but looking from the top, it felt almost like staring down from the observation room on Tokyo Tower. But Beatrice still appeared to be completely without fear. It felt as though she'd never even been taught that high places were dangerous. Or maybe she believed that she was a witch, and she could fly, so there wasn't any need to worry.
Here we go.
Please be careful, we're pretty high up.
Indeed. I shall be careful. It looks like we can get to the ocean if we go down. Is there an aquarium there?
Aquariums, you say?
Oh my god.
No, there aren't any aquariums on this island, but there should be lots of fish in the sea.
I see. So there are fish. Are there, whales and dolphins and penguins like you talked about?
No, you'd have to go for an aquarium for those. And you'd have to leave this island to find an aquarium.
Ah, is that so? Well, I'm looking forward to it. What kind of fish are whales?
They're really big fish, aren't they mammals? They spit seawater into the air.
Oh. And dolphins?
They're really smart fish. Oh, weren't they also mammals? They're really smart and can be taught tricks and stuff.
Oh. And what about penguins?
Weren't they birds?
What's going on? We're talking about aquariums, but none of these things seem to be fish.
I love this.
It's so good.
Well, they aren't just fish. It's full of all kinds of things that live in the ocean.
I really am looking forward to that.
Here we go.
Ah!
Hold on. I thought it was a sound playing. I was waiting for it to build up. I think that might have just been my eardrums rumbling.
It's just silent.
Ear rumbling.
She let out what might have been a funny, rushed, and short cry. No, it was probably a scream. It came right out of the blue. Her body separated from the cliff and silently fell. I immediately wanted to say something to her. I wanted to say, didn't I tell you to be more careful? It was the thought of a child. It was how a child immediately gets mad when something bad happens, trying to find an excuse to show it wasn't their fault. Of course, I said it out loud. Are you okay? Didn't I warn you over and over?
I really wanted to just splat. Come on, here we go, splat. Sound effect? Nope, just red.
So, she fell from the cliff, and then what?
What happened to her, Rosa?
Rosa fell silent. Her gaze dropped to her feet as though she was seeing through the floor into some disgusting memory.
This is Rosa, I think.
I think so. Oh, no.
She died, didn't she?
Ava's brutal words were the ones Rosa had most wanted to avoid.
Despite starting this whole discussion by saying...
I know, but she didn't really want to talk about it, and she kind of got caught up in the description.
Cousins and...
Yeah.
Shiramia, people,
and family politics. It's wonderful.
Just the worst.
Alright, let's keep going. Oh my god, I can't even handle this. And when she was hit with them, she screamed in resignation.
Yes, she died! It was a rocky beach with lots of sharp, dangerous rocks exposed. Her eyes were still open and an incredible amount of blood kept pouring out, quickly spreading out until it looked like a red carpet. I spoke to her, I shook her, but she refused to respond, not even a blink. No, she wouldn't even close her eyelids. It was my fault. She was wearing a dress, remember? Even though I knew her outfit was difficult to move in, I said we should go down the cliff. She was incredibly innocent, so she obeyed what I said without any doubts.
How long do you plan on remaining dead? Open your eyes already. Darn you turning into a lump of meat all by yourself while I'm gone.
All by himself?
Yeah.
I was just flirting with your ass nature and friends. More importantly, what the heck's going on here?
Well, as you can see, I missed my footing, fell down, and died.
The hell? Even though you showed up as the 19th person, you were already dead? Don't mess with me, that's impossible. Aunt Rosa was a kid, she was panicked. And it's not like a doctor was there. She probably just mistakenly thought you were dead and you were probably alive and pretending to be dead or something. Isn't that right? Can't be true. She's gotta be alive. Otherwise, how could she be here?
Here it comes.
The kid-aged Aunt Rosa shook Beatrice's body, crying. I stared into that face too, but her eyes were still open and it really was a corpse. Battler's narrating the scene!
He is.
I wanted to dodge the issue by saying something vague like she must be playing dead, but no matter how I looked at it, it didn't look fake at all. It really looked like she was dead. Beatrice had fallen upside down from a cliff of that height, and her head smashed against the pointed tip of those sharp rocks. She probably would die after landing on those rocks from that height. But I couldn't accept it. No matter how dead she looked, she had to be alive. And she went on to become this damn irritating witch. Makes all the inconsistencies fit. Grandfather must have kept her confined constantly in a hidden mansion, and to take revenge for that, she committed several atrocious murders. Aunt Rosa probably just mistakenly thought she was dead. But she was actually alive, and as soon as Aunt Rosa left, would miraculously breathe again. And she somehow lived on until today and opened the curtain on her revenge drama. I can't wait for just read that she actually died. Otherwise, the facts don't fit together. I won't let you trick me so easily. Can you repeat it in red? She's certainly dead. She has to be alive, right? It's obvious.
How does that look alive to you? It's definitely dead.
It.
Going to the body.
My theory that the 19th person was Grandfather's mistress, a human Beatrice, had been defeated. I had planned to strike back from a defensive position, but... And who are you? You just died, right? Don't tell me you revive yourself just with magic.
I've already explained that, have I not? The me lying over there definitely possesses my soul, but that body is nothing more than a cage of flesh tying me to the physical world. This is how that cage of flesh was broken. Do you understand what that means?
I don't have a clue anymore. Keep having fun with your witch girl tricks. I'll listen to that in place of a snack. But it's empty. Hey, could I get some more black tea?
BRonove, our guest would like some tea.
When Beato clapped her hands, Ronove appeared. Well, they sure are convenient.
A refill, you say? Certainly. How much shall I pour you?
I got more than enough snacks. Half will be fine.
Even so, filling it to the brim is the English custom.
Even though just enough to wet my throat would have been fine, he filled it to the top. I turned my back to Beato, sipping it in silence.
Delicious tea.
Oh boy.
Hey, open your eyes, Beatrice.
Rosa shook me. No, shook the corpse that had once been me. I watched over her from a short distance away. Ah, so I fell from there and died.
This is the beach where the cousins were wearing their shoes.
I don't know this is the same beach.
It is definitely the same background.
It might be. I'm not sure if it's the same beach or not.
background.
But either way, Beatrice died.
Whatever the hell that
A little pile
chair-looking
of-
thing in the
I thought it
background
was a pile of logs.
Maybe a pile of logs.
Shoe-shaped logs.
Shoes.
Or maybe log-shaped shoes! For a while I believed it was true. I saw Rosa spend a long time beside my corpse, then I watched her as she ran away. Eventually I realized that I was a different individual from that corpse. That's right. I am me. So I finally managed to escape from Kinzo's bonds. Eventually I felt the memory returning, the fact that I was an endless witch who had lived for 1,000 years. Then I remembered that I had been summoned by Kinzo and that I had been imprisoned by him for a long time. While being imprisoned in a cage of flesh, I completely lost my memory as a witch. However, thanks to Rosa, if you could say that, thanks to my accidental death, I'd now finally regained myself. Rosa, you probably regret being about my death, but I should be thanking you. I couldn't see Rosa anymore. Did she go to call a doctor, or was she so terrified as she ran away? It no longer matters. That soulless shell no longer has any value. And yet, I'm so frail now. Even this glorious midday sun is agony to me. I destroyed my human form. Then, I changed it into several gold butterflies. Yes, with my magical powers frail as it is now, this form is easier to maintain. To escape even a little from the light of the sun, I rode the wind and gently flew up the side of the cliff. It will probably be a bit cooler in the forest. Anyway, it'll take some time to recuperate and regain my former power as I ponder how to make Kinzo pay up all he owes me.
Oh my.
Dancing alone to the air, I looked down at the shore one more time. On the rocky shore lay the figure of what had once been me, the figure I would eventually regain. To regain the form of that physical body I had thrown away, it would probably take more than 100, 200 days, and it might require 1,000 days, or perhaps even more. However, I am the Endless Witch. The Golden Witch who has lived for 1,000 years. Waiting any countable number of days would be no problem. Oh, Kinzo, regret that you are not here now. No longer will you be able to capture me. I'm butterflies now. Can't catch butterflies.
Oh boy, definitely not. No one catches butterflies.
No one catches butterflies. The magical butterflies.
This is true.
Woo! Beatrice with the cackle. Man.
And then you changed into gold butterflies, hid in the forest, and waited for your magical power to be restored. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct. I take this form to sneer at you, but most of the time it is easier magically for me to keep my form as golden butterflies.
Hey, feel free to take a load off and stick to whatever's easiest. Wouldn't mind not having to hear your irritating laugh.
Is it irritating?
I mean, listen, I asked you to do it.
Good. When I turned into butterflies and slipped into the forest, it was already no longer possible for Kinzo to find me. However, Kinzo was not dismayed. Still, he was not immediately able to prepare a way to catch me. So he first moved to prevent me from leaving this island, and to keep me from regaining my power. My. At any rate, Kinzo's spitefulness was unimaginable. It was pretty tough to be loved by someone like that.
He found a way to keep you from leaving after you turned into butterflies? What, did he put a bug net around the entire forest?
Indeed. A magical one, of course. Didn't you know? On the sea in front of the harbor is a reef upon which sits a small shrine of Eastern magic.
And that, it was gone by this year, though. It was a small shrine built long ago by a Shigenja, right?
From the very beginning, Okenjima has been an island enveloped by distortion. It attracts things of magical power and other related creatures. Milady herself is one of them. How about some more tea? Please. They brought harm to humans and probably left several eerie legends in their wake. That small shrine was built in ancient times by an Eastern magician who had heard of them. A long time passed and that power was lost. By repairing it, Kinzo restored this island's barrier and once again bound me to the island. He gave me a spoon in place of a fork, if you might say.
What?
Or was it the other way around? I forget.
I don't remember what you're referencing.
Oh my god, you're the worst. When she was talking to Shannon about why Shannon should destroy the shrine. Remember?
I didn't remember the specific wording, but I do remember that happening.
She was like, yo, I have soup, but I've got a fork.
That's right.
So destroy the fork and there'll be a spoon.
Can Easter magic work on a Western witch like that? Here we go, it's gonna...
Is she gonna talk about spoons? I hope so. Normally the affinity would be poor, however, for the purposes of sealing me here, it may have been quite convenient in a way. If it was Western magic, I would have had some knowledge. For any barrier, there would have been some measures I could have taken. But Eastern magic is outside my area of expertise. It was as if I had been given chopsticks instead of a spoon for some soup that I wanted to drink. In a space dominated by Eastern magic, Western magic loses much of its power. Even if she were given 1,000 days to regain her strength, she would have to wait many, many more.
So you're saying it took you 20 years to regain your power, and now you've revived, as we can all see.
Those were horribly long years. I spent many days in the form of golden butterflies, found Kinzo's mansion, and watched over him every day. I lived through those days with no means to enjoy myself, except to ponder how to get back at him. That period of 20 years was fortunate for me. Kinzo tried to use all sorts of magic to find and capture me, but each failed. There's a limit to how many miracles a single human can bring about. Even simply holding me captive for that long had been a miracle far above his place. It would be unthinkable for me to be captured like that multiple times.
Grandfather said something in the previous game. Something like magic lies in a miracle of probability.
Indeed. As Kinzo was searching for a hidden art to capture me again, he stumbled upon that. Then he finally worked out the ceremony involving the offering of 13 people as sacrifices to revive me again.
13 people as sacrifices?
That is the witch's epitaph. A song of sacrifices. 6 people on the first twilight, 2 people on the second, and then 5 more people on the 4th through 8th twilights. A forbidden ceremony involving the offering of a total of 13 people as sacrifices. Those sacrifices were to be chosen randomly, and the one who held the ceremony, Kinzo himself, was no exception.
Dumbass? You're saying all the gruesome murders on this island were some weird ceremony?
Yes.
Took him this long to put that together?
I don't know. I
had a vague idea this might be the case.
I have no defense.
I couldn't just hear it was, he really, red truth, incompetence.
Yeah,
nail it on the head.
We did get that red truth, didn't we?
But I couldn't just hear it was true from a witch and demon and say, oh really, and accept it.
There are 18 people in Rokenjima. 13 are offered as sacrifices, 5 are left alive. Then I revive. In other words, the odds that Kinzo will be able to meet me again are probably around 1 in 3. He bet his own life on those odds, wishing for a reunion with me for the last bit of his remaining life.
You're saying he gathered our family for the sake of that joke of a ceremony? Don't fuck with me.
Damn!
Don't say stuff like that, damn it.
Damn! It was also done in a contract from the beginning. I don't see what's so strange about this. When Kinzo's life ended, all the gold I lent him and all the assets he created would be given to me. Yes, Kinzo did stab me in the back quite brutally, but looking back now, it was a rare and precious time during my 1,000 years of life. After all, boredom is my natural enemy. To Kinzo, who offered me a chance to run away from that for several decades, yes, you could say I owe him for that. I decided to go along with Kinzo's game. So to start, Kinzo returns the Oshumia family head's ring to me. It was my gold that revived the family after all. Then, 13 people are chosen to be sacrifices. While that happens, you will run about showing me all kinds of human interactions as you try to oppose me and entertaining me greatly. Yes, I truly have taken a liking to this game of Kinzo's. Oh shit. The wind howls.
Ugh. I definitely won't believe that kind of magic story. Then who are you? You fell off a cliff and died, right? Your soul slipped out, became butterflies, and went to the forest? That isn't possible. But you're here. Who are you? Aren't you the 19th person?
That is true, I am the 19th person. But it's useless, right? It's all useless. Here we go. Here we go.
Is that a red truth?
There are no more than 18 humans on this Rokenjima.
What did you say? So you're saying that the X in 18 plus X doesn't exist? Are you saying the piece I took, the X doesn't exist?
That is what this means. My condolences. Still, you do move fast, milady, and I thought you'd let him flounder about before spinning everything around in the end, like a chessboard. Well then, Battlesama, with some more tea be agreeable.
I don't need it, damn it. I don't believe it. The culprit can't be one of the 18. Then why are you here? The 19th person doesn't exist. You're saying you're one of the 18 in disguise?
Perhaps you are castling. Though reluctantly you are doubting one of the 18 people as your last way out. However, it will be difficult for me from here on out. If you choose to stop caring about propriety, you could prepare a culprit freely amid 18 people. Making you reach checkmate by evading those 18 pieces will be truly difficult.
As if I do that. I wouldn't suspect any of the 18. I don't want to suspect people. Have I really been cornered here again? Damn it, damn it, damn it.
It looks like we're finally approaching the end in the third round of this game of ours.
Oh boy.
Yes. I'm excited.
I'm very concerned.
You've nowhere to run anymore, right? You don't want to suspect any of those beloved people in the 18, do you? Were you trying to hide that from me? Then why do you refuse me? They say you should play the opening like a book, middle game like a magician, the end game like a machine. I'll corner you from here on. Slowly, carefully, surely. On the other hand, would it be better if I pressed you at once, which might suit your style more? Yes, that should fit you well. Let's do that. I'm now fully aware of the sort of attacks you're weakest against.
What is even going on?
She's pressing against him.
I know that much. Oh boy.
Is that the end of a chapter? Man, this is a long chapter, I feel.
Yeah, this is nearly 2 hours.
Whoa! We have to cut this up. Immersion broken. I must put my pipe.
I didn't see why we need to cut this up.
You know what? That's fine with me. 2 hours of crazy shit. It's like a movie.
Yeah.
It's like 2 movies.
Oh shit, we're getting the pan through.
Oh shit, this is it!
It's about to happen!
Oh boy!
Oh.
Ooh! There's no music though.
This is true.
Normally there's that one track that plays. Oh look, they're having their love confession.
Oh yay!
Yeah,
Wonder who's gonna die this time.
I wonder.
We haven't really spent much time with the family at all, so
No!
this is gonna be...
We did not have any of the, like, Maria was in the rose garden and Kinzo was yelling in his
means
room, although...
no one has or does not have an alibi.
This is true. It's just completely open. Oh, damn.
We didn't see Kinzo.
No, we haven't even seen him at all in this... Well, I mean, we saw him in the past, but, like, in the mansion. We haven't hung out with him yet. I feel like he's gonna come next.
Wait, did we see all of the family members yet?
No, I don't think so. In the pan over? No.
We about to get that. What's happening now?
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, we're going through the different groups.
Like, I have faith that everyone's going to appear, I just...
Yeah.
You have to wonder if the structure of these is actually
Is important?
significant.
Yeah, totally.
Because I can't seem to find any way in which it's significant in the first 2.
He's in the kitchen. Aw, just having a good time. There's a light for some reason.
I really love these lights in this story.
Also, the music's
There
on now.
he is.
There he is. Oh! He opened his eyes. Is he gonna throw the ring?
Wait, didn't we already do that?
Did he already do that? Shit, he might have.
That was when BRonove appeared, you dummy.
Oh.
Because he caught the ring.
Oh, you're totally right. I'm a dummy. God. I'll let that happen later.
What is that she's sitting on in that portrait?
A chair.
Is it?
Oh, hello.
Well, I guess we're back to episode 2, Strats.
Yeah.
Just drop the witch in there.
I'm excited. Oh, look at that. Why is that so big? Why is that so big?
I don't know. Size has been very inconsistent.
It's true. It's very strange. Strange clock.